Here you doing? I think Japanese people are really bad at thinking everything rationally and reasonably. In general, we Japanese many times insist on rightfulness of things that we believe are correct on the ground of absolute policies like rules are rules, or be stuck in the past argument like appeal to the tradition even before we argue the rightfulness of the rule that we set and why we need it or why we omit it without any concrete analysis. So, too many Japanese people believe blindly that rules we have now is justice, and every single rule must be kept by every single person in Japan, and rules are correct, and that gives us accurate and right direction to solve any problems. So most of Japanese people think this way. So there is no way for me to get close to Japanese people's hard-headedness, even if I come up with any good solution for this. So more than you expect, Japanese people are not flexible. Japanese people are really inflexible and conservative, and their conservativeness always forces them to stubbornly maintain the current conditions and environment so that they prioritize keeping rules all the time more than anything. So once someone objects to what rules are, which majority Japanese people believe are correct, majority Japanese people will bring down on him a torrent of abuse. So, and in addition, equilibrium of people's discussion and argument on the internet is all controlled by the power of majority that has Japanese style conservativeness. So there are overwhelmingly few Japanese people who object to current rules, implicit rules and laws and environments. But rightfulness and justice is believed to be taken over from generation to generation. So Japanese people believe that this is the evidence of rightfulness of justice. So Japanese people don't like to think logically and get one clear, proper answer, and they have a tendency to stick to one principle without caring about how it works in our society, no matter how bad situation we fall into. So you might understand how stupid it is, and this is beyond saving. So I will give you an easy example. In Japan, we have no public garbage boxes around public places around Japan. And if you visited Japan before, you were probably amazed with the scenery that there are no garbage boxes around Japan. So the ground that all the municipalities in Japan omitted public garbage boxes around the cities are explicitly precaution of terrorism, that someone set bomb inside of the garbage boxes, but implicitly the virtue of courtesy that everyone must take your own garbage back home, and the risk that someone dump household garbages into public garbage boxes in the public places. So all the municipalities take advantages of people's virtue that they stubbornly keep the rules to take all the garbage on their way back home and don't want to take the risk to take away household garbage that someone is thrown away in the public garbage boxes. So this is one of the implicit rules shared by Japanese people, but this is not clearly stated in the legal documents in Japan. So I think the atmosphere in Japan compels us to do so. So you may probably realize this fact that at a first glance that the Japanese government determination that no garbage boxes are set around Japan is not rational and reasonable. But this kind of policy goes against the times from the perspective of the society that has that has to promote and stimulate people's consumption behavior in order to recover economic growth. If because it is obvious that the number of public garbage boxes reduced, the people's consumption behaviors will shrink down because people try not to buy something on their way, not to take out trash. So, and the Japanese government also forces foreign tourists to keep this kind of rules. Are you really sure? Are you really sure you force foreign tourists to take all their garbage on their way back to their hotels? It's really ridiculous, I think. So, but the rules are rules. The Japanese government doesn't even show its stance to set garbage boxes, at least for foreign tourists, at foreign spots around Japan. So Japan is the country that has many hospitality. Don't make me laugh anyway. Japan is a hard-headed country that can never decide rationally and flexibly in accordance with the situation. I want to clearly say here that the moment that you feel the Japanese are really kind, it's just within a quite limited condition that their behaviors are controlled by rules and laws. But once they are asked for something outside the rules, you may feel Japanese people are not kind and inflexible, hard-headed people for you, I think.